Hello and welcome to Statman James, and today we're looking at Manchester United's new managerial appointment, Ralf Rangnick. Now in this video I'm going to go over his style of play, the formation that I think he'll use at Man United, the players that he'll utilise, how I think he'll revolutionise the club, and why it's a perfect appointment by Man United to bring him in as an interim manager. So starting off, a brief history of Ralf Rangnick. He's a 63-year-old German football manager and club director. He's considered a godfather of football in terms of modern day style, influencing the likes of Jurgen Klopp and Thomas Tuchel. His most recent appointments has been as a club director with Lokomotiv Moscow in the Russian league, and also as a manager with RB Leipzig up until 2019. Now that season he finished RB Leipzig third in the Bundesliga behind Borussia Dortmund and Bayern Munich with a 55.8 win percent, which is very good, and he also got them to a Deutsche Pokal final. So moving on to style of play and formation, and starting with formation, it's quite hard to gauge with Rangnick in what he'll do with Manchester United, as in the past with his former clubs of RB Leipzig, Hoffenheim and Stuttgart, he's used the 4-2-2-2, the 4-3-3 and the classic 4-4-2, variant on the club he's played against and different on per season. Now with Manchester United, with such an array of midfielders, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Pogba, Van der Beek, McTominay, Fred, Matic, I think he'll go for the 4-2-2-2. Now this will allow him to change up his style, it will compact the midfield third, where the games for Rangnick are won and lost. The two up front, I think he'll love Ronaldo with Rashford, and of course he'll have Cavani on the bench. Now in terms of style of play, Ralf Rangnick uses the Jurgen press which he invented, along with zonal marking. Now Fred and Bruno Fernandes are going to be key in his team, as his midfield is absolutely crucial to his style of play. The midfield's where his teams win and lose games. He relies on two players to hunt the ball down, or even three when out of possession, get it to the playmaker, which will be Bruno Fernandes, who can make a key pass or create a big chance. Now Bruno Fernandes is ranked number one for most big chances created so far this season in the Premier League, and he's always in the top three for key passes per game stats, so Bruno is going to be absolutely key for Rangnick to succeed at Manchester United. And of course he needs two or three players to hunt down the ball. Fred always does that, McTominay's always hungry in games to win the ball back, and of course Pogba can send a long ball over the top if necessary. So I think the style that Rangnick will enforce on Man United is going to be perfect to his midfield options. Of course, like I said, he's got 6 or 7 options to pick from. Jesse Lingard's going to be a really interesting fit for his team. I think he will get games under Rangnick, and I think now we'll move on to the team sheet because I'm starting to talking about the lineups. So the starting 11 that I think Ralf Rangnick will play in charge of Manchester United is David De Gea in goal, right back Wan-Bissaka for now. Now if Rangnick is just an interim, I think Wan-Bissaka's safe, but long term I think Wan-Bissaka's in trouble, I really do, because his positional sense is poor to say the least. He's not that great going forward. You look at the right backs in the league, the likes of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kyle Walker, Reece James, João Cancelo. They go forward, they're getting assists, they're scoring goals, they're getting balls into the box, they're creating big chances. Wan-Bissaka doesn't do that, and it doesn't really suit Rangnick's system. So I think if Rangnick goes into a director role where he is influencing the players that play and the transfers coming into the club, I think Wan-Bissaka's in trouble. Now, the two centre-backs, I can't see anything other than Varane and Harry Maguire. And at left-back, I'm going to go for Alex Telles. Now, Rangnick was quoted as saying in an interview about a year ago that he doesn't think Luke Shaw is Manchester United quality. Now, I think that's down to preference. I think Shaw is good enough to play for Manchester United. I just think it's because Rangnick likes left-backs and right-backs. They're almost wing-backs that go forward. And Shaw does get forward. He has scored the odd goal for Manchester United, especially towards the back end of last season. But I think he'll opt for Telles. I think he prefers that style of player, one that will get forward. He'll whip a powerful cross into the box that Ronaldo can get on the end of. So far you've got De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane and Alex Telles. Midfield 2, I think he'd go for Fred. Fred's always hunting the ball down. He covers a lot of ground, as him and Bruno are the leading two distance coverers in the team. I think he'll go for Donny van der Beek. Donny's started to pick up form recently. I think he'll really warm to Donny. He's a type of player that seems likeable. Again, he's a hard worker, and Rangnick loves players like that. People are aggressive, hard working, they'll track the ball down. So I'd go for Van der Beek, and I think he'll go for Fred as well. Bruno Fernandes in that cam position, or it might almost be like a right attacking midfield role or left attacking midfield role, but Bruno's always in the team. I think he'll go for Sancho more towards the right, because Sancho is a ball carrier. He progresses the ball into the final third. He's obviously got pace, he's a fast player, he's really good with stamina. He's good at passing the ball, 85% pass accuracy in the Premier League this season, and that's going to be perfect in Rangnick's style of tracking back, collecting the ball, driving forward, playing crucial passes. And then up front, I'm going to go for Rashford and Cristiano. I think Cavani will be utilised under Rangnick. I don't really see a place for Martial, if I'm honest, because I think Lingard will get game time, and I think that just pushes Martial out even more. I think he'll go for Rashford. Again, Rashford tracks back. He gets the ball. He'll carry the ball into the final third. And of course, Ronaldo, he's almost undroppable in this Manchester United team. So I think Rangnick will go 4-2-2-2. I think he'll go De Gea, Wan-Bissaka, Maguire, Varane, Telles, Van der Beek, Fred, Sancho and Bruno, Ronaldo and Marcus Rashford. And finally, just a notable mention, 3 key players that I think will be crucial in Rangnick's system, and the first one I'm going to go for is Fred. Now, I've opted for Fred first because he's had a lot of hate in probably the past 2 seasons off a lot of Manchester United fans. He's been laughed at by opposition fans, but I think in this system, Fred can be perfect. It's almost like what he did at Shakhtar, collecting the ball, running after the ball, winning it back, playing a forward pass and getting the team moving forward, progressive attacking football. And this suits Rangnick's styles perfectly. Going 2 and 3 on 1 and plays in the midfield third, getting the ball forward, and that's exactly what Fred can do. Fred plays a lot of sideways passes, and I think Rangnick will influence him to play more forward, but if Fred can start progressing the ball into the final third rather than playing a sideways pass, Manchester United are going to create a lot more big chances, and having players like Rashford, Cavani and Ronaldo to go forward, that's going to lead to a hell of a lot more goals. Now the second player is Jadon Sancho. Now Sancho had a bit of a rough start to life at Manchester United, but he did get his first goal last week in the Champions League against Villarreal, and what a goal it was. Now Sancho is very agile, he's got pace, he's got stamina, he will track back and collect the ball and drive into the final third, and that's all the qualities you need to play in a Rangnick system. Now Sancho at Dortmund was a force to be reckoned with in a German style that was also influenced by the Gegenpress, zonal marking, which was founded by Ralf Rangnick. So it could be a match made in heaven for Sancho. If he can regain some of that form that he had at Borussia Dortmund, it's a win-win for Manchester United. And finally, the Portuguese Magnifico, Bruno Fernandes. Now, Bruno Fernandes had an amazing season last year. He got 18 goals and 12 assists, 30 goals and assists combined in 37 Premier League games. This season, he's already got 4 goals and 3 assists in 12 matches. So 7 goals and assists in 12 games in a team that's played horrifically so far. You know, it's good going, and to play in this Ralf Rangnick system now where he's going to create even more big chances, he's going to play even more key passes, he's going to get the ball a lot more at the edge of the box as well. I think Bruno's going to start racking up the goals, especially the assists, and I think he's going to have an amazing season. So Bruno's going to be perfect in the Rangnick style, Fred's going to be perfect in the Rangnick style, and so is Jadon Sancho. In conclusion, I think that Ralf Rangnick will be a success at Manchester United, whether it's for the 6 months or he gets a more permanent contract. He's looking like his first game's against Arsenal. Now, as it stands, Manchester United have only got a 45% chance of getting into the top 4 this season. You'd say City, Liverpool and Chelsea have already banked their places there. The 4th place, you've got Arsenal, you've got West Ham, Tottenham, and obviously Manchester United, that are all going to be fighting for that 4th spot. But I do fancy Man United if they can get some form together under Ralf Rangnick. Well, that's all for now. Thank you for watching this video. I'm still suffering with my breathing from long COVID. But now that I have recovered, I'm going to try and start getting 4 or 5 videos out a week. Like I said, now I'm feeling better. But thank you for watching this video. If you did like it, be sure to like down below, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.